Welcome back. Your workspace is ready. Just hearing that phrase, seeing it on a screen, it hits a nerve, doesn't it?
It really does. It sets a very specific tone.
It's almost Pavlovian. You
Yeah.
sit down, you log in, and suddenly the chaos of the outside world, the traffic, the endless Slack notifications, the noise, it's supposed to just, fade away.
You're entering a zone designed for one thing, clarity.
But let's be real for a second. Most of our digital lives are the exact opposite of that.
Oh, absolutely. A complete mess.
I mean, my desktop usually looks like a crime scene.
Yeah.
A pile of screenshots, 37 open tabs, 3 different note-taking apps that I swore I was going to organize. It's a mess.
Right.
So when I saw the source material for today, this screenshot of a perfectly curated, unified My Workspace dashboard, I felt 2 things. First, intense jealousy.
That jealousy is valid.
And second, a lot of questions.
Because what we're looking at today isn't just a list of apps. It's really a counterattack against digital clutter.
So this is our deep dive.
Yeah, into a specific user's dashboard that blends heavy academic tools with hardcore software development, all overseen by an AI.
And it is absolutely packed. We've got class schedules sitting right next to Docker Hub. We've got Cornell Notes next to Java OpenJDK. And then right in the middle, this thing called RAG 2.0 Intelligent Memory.
Which is the real key to the whole operation, I think.
We're going to get to that because intelligent memory sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel. But our mission today is to unpack how all these disparate tools, these programming environments, study aids, AI assistants, come together. Is this just a pretty dashboard or is it actually a second brain?
Well, the screen makes a massive promise. It says, everything you've created lives here.
And that's a huge promise.
It is. Think about the cognitive load of just finding your work. Usually your code is in GitHub, your notes are in Notion, your schedule is on Google Calendar, and your research is scattered across PDFs.
That's the context switching killer.
Exactly. Every time you switch apps to find something, you leak a little bit of focus. This dashboard is trying to plug those leaks.
Okay, so let's walk through the layout. Visually, it's split. You've got a sidebar for navigation and then the main dashboard for action. And the first thing that jumps out is the organizational backbone. We see class schedule, daily schedule, task manager, and a to-do list.
Right.
Now, play devil's advocate here. Do you really need a task manager and a to-do list? That feels like productivity overkill.
It feels like that at first, yeah.
Isn't that just creating 2 places to write down the same thing?
You'd think so, but in systems engineering and personal productivity is a type of systems engineering, there's a distinct difference. A to-do list is usually for transient binary items.
Like buy milk.
Buy milk. Email the professor, update the driver, you do it, you check it, it's gone.
Okay, so the sticky note approach.
Precisely. A task manager, on the other hand, implies project management. It implies multi-step workflows, dependencies, deadlines.
I see. So if I'm building an app, build the login page, goes in the task manager because that's a whole project.
Right, that might take a week.
But call mom goes on the to-do list.
Exactly, and seeing them side by side means the user has a realistic view of their capacity. They aren't letting the little stuff clog up the view of the big projects.
Moving down the list, we see Cornell Notes listed under Tools. Now, I haven't thought about Cornell Notes since I was trying to stay awake in high school history class.
It's a classic for a reason, though.
So anyone who might have purged that memory.
Yeah.
That's the method where you split the page, right? Keywords on the left, notes on the right, summary at the bottom.
That's the one.
But why build a specific digital tool for it? Why not just open a blank Word doc?
This is where we get into the difference between passive capture and active processing.
Yeah.
If you just open a blank doc, you tend to transcribe. You act like a court stenographer.
Right. Just typing what you hear.
And that's low retention. You look at your notes later and you have no idea what any of it means.
Been there.
Exactly. The Cornell method forces structure. You have to synthesize the lecture into keywords. You have to write a summary. By building this as a dedicated tool, the workspace is nudging the user. It's saying, don't just dump text here, structure it.
So the software is acting like a steady coach.
It is. It's imposing constraints to make you smarter.
Okay, but here's where the profile of this user gets really interesting. If this was just a student dashboard, I'd expect to see flashcards or something.
I'd say writer, yeah.
But we don't. We drop off a cliff into deep geek territory.
The developer's toolbox.
Exactly. Right below the study tools, we see Docker Hub and Java OpenJDK 17U. This is a serious pivot. We've gone from class schedule to container deployment.
This is what tells us we're looking at a technical learner.
Yeah.
This isn't just someone studying theory. This is someone building things. Java OpenJDK 17U is a very specific version of the Java development kit. That's the hammer and chisel.
And Docker Hub. I feel like Docker is one of those buzzwords people nod along to but don't actually know what it does. Is it just a storage locker for code?
Think of it like this. Have you ever written a document on your computer, sent it to a friend, and the formatting is all messed up because they don't have the right fonts?
Every single time, yes.
Okay. Now imagine that problem, but with software. You write an app, it works perfectly on your laptop, but when you send it to the server, it crashes.
The classic "it works on my machine" problem.
The classic excuse, right? Docker solves that. Instead of just sending the code, you send the whole computer virtually. You package the code and the environment it runs in into a container.
So it's like a self-contained little package.
A shipping container for software. If it runs in the container on your machine, it will run anywhere. So Docker Hub is where they keep these shipping containers.
Got it. Seeing that on the dashboard means this user is focused on making sure their stuff actually works everywhere.
They are professionalizing their learning process.
That makes sense. But then there was this other tool, the Mermaid tool. Now, I have to ask, what is that?
Well, it is not for organizing a fantasy aquarium league, unfortunately.
Okay, good.
Mermaid is a tool that lets you create diagrams and flowcharts just by using text. You write code, and it renders a picture.
Okay, I have to push back on this. Why would you code a chart? Dragging and dropping boxes in PowerPoint seems so much easier. This feels like nerd flexing. Look, I can even code my flowcharts.
It does sound like that, doesn't it? But there is a hidden superpower here, and it connects directly to the AI we're about to talk about.
Okay, I'm listening.
If you draw a diagram in, say, Canva, it saves as an image, a JPEG. To a computer, that's just a grid of pixels. It's hard to search. It's hard for an AI to read.
I need a dumb image.
But if you write a mermaid diagram, it's just text. The code literally says A points to B.
So it's readable by the machine?
It is indexable, it is searchable, and most importantly, the AI can read your diagram because it's just text.
Yeah.
This user is making their visual thinking accessible to their digital brain.
That actually makes a ton of sense. You're future-proofing your notes.
Exactly. Which brings us to the main event.
The intelligent memory, RAG 2.0.
Right at the top.
It says RAG 2.0 intelligent memory. I know RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Yeah.
But let's cut through the jargon. We all use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
How is this different?
This is the difference between a genius stranger and a personal consultant.
Break that down.
Okay. Standard ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, it's like a brilliant professor who has read every book in the Library of Congress. They know history, coding, everything.
But they don't know me.
They have amnesia about your life. If you ask, Professor, what did I decide about that Java bug last Tuesday? They just look at you blankly.
Right.
RDIG changes the game. Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Yeah.
It connects that genius brain to your filing cabinet.
So it can read all my notes in this workspace.
Exactly. Your
Sure.
Cornell notes, your Docker configurations, even your mermaid diagrams. So when you ask a question, the system first does a retrieval. It searches your data for relevant info.
It finds that note I wrote 3 weeks ago.
And then it augments the prompt. It
Oh.
effectively whispers to the AI, hey, here is the user's note on Java loops. Now answer their question using this specific context.
And then the AI generates the answer.
Yes. So instead of a generic Wikipedia explanation, you get an answer rooted in your own thinking.
That must stop the hallucinations, right? The AI making stuff up.
It drastically reduces them.
Yeah.
Because the AI isn't just guessing, it's summarizing facts you already gave it. It grounds the AI in your reality.
Let me play the skeptic again, though. Does this make me lazy? If my workspace remembers everything for me, do I stop bothering to learn it?
That is the fear, isn't it? The Google effect on steroids?
Yeah. Oh, RAG knows that. I don't need
But
to.
I'd argue the opposite. It allows you to move faster. You aren't wasting mental energy trying to recall syntax. You are using that energy to solve the new problem.
So it's not replacing thinking. It's replacing the drudgery of retrieval.
Exactly. It turns the NotebookPdf reader into an active partner. You aren't just storing PDFs where they go to die. You are feeding a brain that can talk back to you.
It's like having a study buddy who's memorized everything you've ever read and never sleeps.
And look at the supporting tools around it. Grammar correction, language tool, text formatter.
The polishers.
Right. If RG is the research assistant helping you generate ideas, these tools are the editors. This workspace handles the entire life cycle. Ingest info, process it, structure it, build it, and then refine the output.
It's an idea factory.
The high-performance one.
But factories need raw materials. Let's look at the inputs. There's a section with a course catalog, a YouTube channel, and a books library.
The input stream.
I love that YouTube channel is sitting right next to books library. That feels very modern.
It does. It validates video as a first-class learning source. For a developer, a 10-minute YouTube tutorial is often more valuable than a 500-page textbook.
And there is a download tool, so they're keeping resources locally. Which brings me to a small detail at the bottom that I think is actually huge.
The donate button.
Yes, you don't see donate buttons on Microsoft Teams.
No, you definitely do not.
What does that tell us about this ecosystem?
It suggests this is likely open source, community-driven. This isn't a corporate tool forced on an employee. This is something the user has chosen, probably configured themselves, and supports.
And that implies ownership.
Huge ownership. In a world of subscription fatigue where you just rent your productivity, this user owns their stack. Everything you've created lives here. Not on a cloud server somewhere that you might get locked out of, here.
That connects back to the RG system too. If I'm feeding an AI my personal notes, I sure as hell want to know where that data is going.
100%. If this is a local open source stack, your intelligent memory stays private. It's not training a public model. That's a luxury.
Okay, let's try to visualize this in action. A day in the life, the user sits down, sees, welcome back. What happens next?
Okay, let's say they are learning a complex new concept, maybe microservices architecture.
Heavy stuff.
Heavy stuff. So, step 1, input. They go to the course catalog or the YouTube channel and find a lecture.
They start watching. But they don't just watch passively.
Right. They open the Cornell Notes tool. They're actively synthesizing the lecture.
Then they hit a concept that's just too abstract.
Step 2, visualization. They switch to the Mermaid tool. They type code, service A, service B, service B, service B database, and suddenly they see the flow.
Okay, now they feel confident. Time to build.
Step 3, implementation. They open Java OpenJDK, they start coding, they spin up a container in Docker Hub to test it in a safe environment.
But then, disaster strikes. An error. They can't remember the syntax they learned 3 videos ago.
This is the moment where most people quit or go down a Reddit rabbit hole for an hour.
The doom loop of troubleshooting.
But not here. Step 4, retrieval. They ask RAG 2.0, how did I configure the database connection in my previous notes?
And RAG doesn't give a generic Stack Overflow answer.
No. It scans their specific Cornell net from last Tuesday and says, in your notes, you specified port 5432. Here is the snippet.
Boom, unlocked.
Unlocked. They fix the code, it runs. Then step 5, output. They write up a summary, run it through the grammar correction tool, and save it.
And finally,
Finally, they go to the task manager and drag that project to done.
man, when you map it out like that, the friction is just gone. The tool isn't getting in the way. It's greasing the wheels.
It's flow. The dashboard is designed to keep you in a flow state.
It makes me look at my own workflow and realize how much time I spend just coping.
It's the difference between a library and a workshop. In most computers, the library, your files, and the workshop, your apps, are in different buildings. Here they are in the same room.
We started this talking about that welcome message. Your workspace is ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm realizing that ready is the key word. It's not just open. It's anticipatory.
That's the definition of good design. It anticipates your needs. It knows you're going to need to read, so here's the PDF reader. It knows you need to code, so here's Java. It knows you'll forget, so here's RAG.
It's the digital equivalent of a chef having their mise en place.
A perfect analogy. This is mise en place for the mind.
So, synthesizing all this, we've seen a workspace that is part university campus, part software factory, and part AI research lab.
All running locally on your machine.
For the listener out there, maybe you aren't a coder. Maybe Docker sounds like a brand of pants to you. Why should you care about this?
Because the principles are universal. You might not use Java, but you use tools. You might not use Docker, but you have projects. The lesson is about consolidation and intention.
So stop letting your digital life be a sprawling mess. Build a workspace.
Build a system that remembers for you so you can focus on creating.
And that leads me to my final thought, something I've been mulling over since we talked about RAG.
Go on.
We are entering an era where our computers can truly remember everything we feed them. Perfect recall. Instant retrieval. If the machine handles the memory, what is left for the human?
That is the ultimate question, isn't it?
If I don't need to burn calories memorizing syntax because RA has it instantly, do we need to change how we learn? Maybe focus less on the answers and more on asking the right questions.
I think that's exactly it. When memory is outsourced to the machine, inquiry becomes the master skill. The value isn't in knowing the fact. The value is in knowing which fact to ask for.
And how to connect it to a new idea.
Yeah.
We're moving from being encyclopedias to being detectives.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Something to think about the next time you stare at your messy desktop. Organize your space, clear your mind, and maybe, just maybe, start building your second brain. Thanks for diving in with us.
It's always a pleasure.
See you next time.